Along the scenic Mission Valley Trail, only 20 miles from El Paso, lies the historic town of San Elizario, a town with a very colorful past. San Elizario, a step back in time, where the first Thanksgiving was celebrated 23 years before the Pilgrims arrived at Plymouth Rock, where the only jail Billy the Kid ever broke into still stands, and where common salt was the motive for violence, looting, and murder. These and many more interesting stories can be discovered with a visit to the San Elizario Genealogy and Historical Society, which is housed in the Los Portales Museum building, right in the heart of town. The museum and gift shop is staffed by knowledgeable and dedicated volunteers from the San Elizario Genealogy and Historical Society. Rich in history, a tour of the museum will reveal a treasure trove of information about the early area settlers and their descendants, many of whom still live in San Elizario. Come along as we take a brief glimpse into the rich history that awaits your discovery in San Elizario. In 1598, about 500 Spanish soldiers, their wives, children, clergy, and natives wearily crossed the Chihuahuan Desert, heading north to establish New Spain. The caravan, stretching almost 2 miles long, with more than 80 carts, wagons, and hundreds of heads of cattle and horses, eventually reached the Rio Grande. They were tired, thirsty, and hungry. What they found there they believed to be miraculous. Food, water, and vegetation were all in abundance. Their leader, Juan de Oñate, decreed a celebration take place to mark their good fortune and to claim the land for the King of Spain. The local Mansos and Sumas tribes joined them in what is believed to be the first Thanksgiving in America, some 23 years before the Pilgrims and the Mayflower would arrive. The jewel of San Elizario is our beautiful chapel, which watches over and anchors the central plaza. The bells in the church served as town clock to the people of San Elizario, as well as the small towns across the Rio Grande. They rang to call people to Mass, to give glad tidings such as a wedding and a baptism, or to toll when someone died. Since all the people were Catholic, life centered on the church, its rules and feast days. Back in the 1850s, San Elizario was the largest, most prosperous town in the area and became the first county seat. The San Elizario jail was housed in an adobe building and is best known as the only jail Billy the Kid broke into. That's right, broke into. See for yourself at our monthly reenactments. Here's what happened. When Billy the Kid found out his friend Melquiades de Segura had been arrested in San Elizario, he set out from Mesilla, New Mexico. Arriving in town and pretending to be Texas Rangers with 2 prisoners, he knocked on the door of the jail. The guard, fooled, opened the door and found himself face to face with Billy's 44 revolvers. Finding the keys, Billy released Segura and raced across the river into Mexico. Today, walking down Main Street, you'll find the remnants of the old roller mill that served the community in the 1870s. As a long-standing monument to the people of San Elizario, the mill was where farmers brought their wheat and corn to be ground, made into flour, and sacked. Across the street, the warehouse that stored the surplus grains was called El Molino, and it still stands. In 1877, there broke out the bloodiest civil disorder in the county's history, the Salt War, featuring political greed, mob violence, and executions, most of which took place in and around San Elizario. The dispute was over a vast deposit of salt lying under shallow lakes northeast of San Elizario. These lakes were the common property of the valley towns as given to them by the Spanish crown. But when Texas won its independence from Mexico, it claimed this area and promised to honor all Spanish land grants. The local people, as well as the people from Mexico, continued to take free salt as they had in the past. But when a group of greedy politicians filed claim for the lakes and charged people for taking salt, that's when things got really interesting. Stop by the museum to get the full story. Today, you will find that San Elizario proudly celebrates its history and its heritage. Come visit San Elizario. There is so much to see and do just steps from the historic plaza. From contemporary and southwestern art galleries to genealogical and veterans museums to shops and restaurants. There are many events and celebrations throughout the year. In April, the community celebrates the first Thanksgiving with a reenactment and a historical conference. In November, a Veterans Day parade and special ceremonies honor our veterans. During Christmas, the chapel and the surrounding areas are lit up with glowing luminarias. And on the first Friday of every month, all the galleries stay open late for the art stroll. And don't forget to pop into the jail and imagine Billy the Kid breaking you out. There is something for everyone. Come visit San Elizario, this must-see destination along the Spanish Mission Trail.